thank you for organizing such a beautiful session. And for the whole USA team, the whole Atlanta team is doing wonderful work by getting this meditation session to upliftment of the humanity. So dear friends, I'm here to talk about spiritual science today. What is spiritual science? So we all did meditation for an hour today. And in this session, the JTTP session, the first and foremost important thing is meditation. So we have a wonderful guided meditation which is happening. And what happens when we do meditation? So let me say what happens while doing meditation in a simple way, in 3 different steps. So this is called as 3 grand happenings. When we sit into meditation, the first instruction given to us is to observe our breath. What happens if we observe our breath? And Patriji, very in a very simple way, he'll say us, we have to be with our simple, easy, normal, natural, tender, and tranquil breath. So dear friends, when we are with the breath, our mind becomes empty. Like we travel to the thoughtless state. Because we say breath is the gateway. Through the breath, when we are with the breath, when we are observing the breath, our mind automatically goes to the thoughtless state. So that is the first grand happening which happens in meditation. Because breath is something which we have always with us. From the moment we are born to the moment we leave the body, the breath is the only thing. And when we be with the breath, the incessant chatter, everything which is in our mind, which is a jungle-like mind, will automatically keep reducing. A lot of people do say, I'm meditating every day, why am I still getting thoughts? Just make yourself comfortable and remember the great saying, practice makes man perfect. And with the regular practice of meditation, obviously we go to the thoughtless state. And what happens when we go to the thoughtless state? That is a second step. The second happening is when we are with the breath and when we go to the thoughtless state, the enormous amount of cosmic energy gets flowed inside the physical system. Because we all say that this is a physical body. When we are in a thoughtless state, the energy flows in. Just see, when we have something opaque structure, the light cannot pass through it. We cannot have the reflection. It has to be an impermeable membrane. Until and unless it is transparent or impermeable, the light cannot pass through. The very similar way is our mind. When we are occupied with a lot of thoughts, as I said, we are already occupied. So when it is occupied, the energy cannot flow through it. Until and unless you are with the no thoughts, when you keep reducing your thoughts, automatically the energy flows in. And what happens when the energy comes inside? Because a lot of people do feel, I feel very light. I feel so much of heaviness in my head. And we all say this is a part of the meditation experiences. And it is very much different from each and every person. They can sense the flow of energy in a different manner. So, when we receive the energy into this physical body, our third eye gets activated. When the cosmic energy is entering the system, it paves path for the enormous results. That is where we say, in the benefits of meditation, the first thing is our physical body gets healed. Any kind of problem, any kind of physical ailments will automatically get healed through the regular practice of meditation. The practice of meditation is observing the breath. By observing the breath, we come to the thoughtless mind. From the thoughtless mind, the energy starts flowing. And when the energy starts flowing, you will have these results automatically. This is a pure science. And Patrici says, spiritual science is the mother of all sciences. We have physics, chemistry, biology, a lot of different sciences, rocket science, astrology, astronomy, everything is a science. But the mother of all sciences is spiritual science. What is spiritual science? Learning about spirituality is called spiritual science. That's the first thing what we do in meditation. When we automatically get all the results, the so-called results, because until unless we feel the difference in our life, until unless we feel the difference in our day-to-day activities, we put our feet into this spirituality. And what would be the next something which you can learn? So these benefits of meditation, what we see is the automatic byproduct. When we do regular meditation, it happens. No need to do something specifically for that. It happens automatically. And let us learn something in depth about spiritual science today. Let us coin this, the whole spiritual science. Our Patrici has given it in a very simpler manner. And today I'm going to talk about 6 laws of spiritual science. The first law, what we say here is the law of consciousness. The second is the law of incarnation and reincarnation. The third is the law of cause and effect. The fourth is law of constant evolution. The fifth is law of hastening the evolution. And the sixth law is law of infinities. Let us understand in brief about each and every law. The very first one is the law of consciousness. What is law of consciousness? If you see in the PSSM logo, the emblem which we represent for the Pyramid Spiritual Society's movement has the words energy, wisdom, and consciousness. What are we supposed to know from consciousness? The first and foremost thing we have to understand is we are not the body and we are pure energy conscious beings. Let me repeat. We are not the body. We are eternal souls. Eternal souls means the energy consciousness. As per the content, that's what we say. Everything is an energy. The physical matter is very, very, very minimal. It is all energy beings. So when we understand that we are not this physical body and we are the soul, that is a first step in spiritual science. Of course, it might be very much easier to understand in the theoretical part, to apply it in the regular life, and to learn it in the everyday being and the living. It takes a lot of practice. The first and foremost is knowing. So let us understand that we are not this body and we are pure energy beings. When we understand that, we start seeing everything around us as energy. When I understand that I am God within, I am the energy, I start seeing the same energy with the person next to me. So I can relate to this whole world with energy. So that is the crux of this. When we get tuned to ourselves, see, when we go to some place, you don't like it. What do you say? I don't know. There's something, the vibes are not suiting. I feel very dull. I don't feel it much of energies. That's how we say. Because your energies are not able to relate to that energy of that place or that person. So we have to understand that we are pure consciousness and pure energy beings. So that is the first step, first and foremost step in spiritual science. And second law is law of incarnation and reincarnation. When we understand the first point that we are soul, we'll start understanding what is a soul. If we are the soul and we are not the body, so what is this body about? How did we come into this body? What is the time being? So what happens after we leave this body? It's a whole cycle. This is where we understand that we just dip in a physical sheath called this body to be in this earth plane. And after we vacate from this body, we are again into another world. This is a process of the soul evolution. Then we come to understand about incarnations and reincarnations. They are a series of the set and the series of lives together. It is not just one part of it. That's why the famous statement of Jesus Christ, judge ye not. And Pantruji emphasizes on that. Why shouldn't you judge a person? Because what you see that person for that particular moment or for that particular month or year or a decade, it is just a part of it. We don't know the past, nor we don't know the future. Then how can you judge a person? When we understand that we are just one of the strings, it is just one bead of a necklace. Our particular lifetime is just one bead. So to get the whole necklace to be done, it is all the beads together. It is the all wisdom, what you have gathered in different lifetimes. And if you ask me, why do you forget after coming here on this earth plane? Then that is the game. We design everything above, and we come here to again reawaken ourselves, to learn the lessons, to achieve, to complete our goals, and then go back. So we do have a task sheet. So from there, we make the points. What am I supposed to do? What am I completing? And again, when we go back after finishing this physical journey on the earth, we'll go and have the list. What have I just planned for it? How much did I achieve? And there comes the whole interesting part called karma. We would have performed a lot of actions, and the results will be something else. That is our third law, which is called the law of cause and effect. Dear friends, you cannot have the smoke without fire. As similar as that is the every happening in our life. If I am here today among you all, sharing my wisdom, so this is the result of something which would have happened. Probably some action of mine, if the organizers would have seen that, they would have liked it, they will invite me. So there is a cause for why I'm here. Me being here is an effect. And the same thing can also be a cause. If I am here for a cause, the effect will also be there. What is the effect? When I share my wisdom, when I'm very happy with sharing everyone, I also feel that you get connected to it. You will understand what are the laws of the spiritual science. And that can bring at least a minute transformation. And that is an effect. So it is a continuous chain reaction. Every cause has an effect, and every effect will have a cause. We say nothing would happen like accident or sudden. We just say that it just happened like that. No, nothing is a coincidence. Nothing just happens like that. Everything has a reason behind this particular moment. Why is it happening? It is a sum total of whatever we have piled up. So today, you might take any decision. You have X and Y with you. If you decide to go according to the track of X, the result will be to a sum total. And when you choose the parallel path Y, the effect will be different. See, it might be good or bad. The result will be accordingly done. So it is my personal choice how I should be or what kind of decision I make. When I was in my school days, I started meditation. My mother was doing meditation, and with her encouragement, I started doing it. I came to know the education will help meditation, and I chose it. When I chose meditation, it really helped for my examination. I was feeling much calmer. I was able to perform my examinations better. When all these happen, because of my choice, I chose to take the help of meditation and it resulted better. Of course, the first day, the benefits of meditation has really uh, caught my interest. But later I understood there's much, much more to understand in the spiritual science. It is the huge ocean. It is up to us what we pick from there. And the next law is the law of constant evolution. We have to understand that we have been moving forward. Each and every step, each and every task, each and every action, what we do, there is an evolution. You might think, oh, I didn't do anything today. Oh, I didn't perform that. Am I just going down? And we also know that every failure is a stepping stone of success. When the failure is stepping stone of success, which means failure is also a success. When a person is performing his final examinations from grade 6, if he doesn't move forward to grade 7, it doesn't mean that he's not in the evolution. But remember, you're not going back. There is nothing going back in spiritual science. It is only moving forward. Until unless we keep moving forward, we can tend to learn a lot. And there's what comes the law of hastening evolution. As I said, every action is an evolution. But how to fasten your evolution? Because in this given lifetime, we would have taken up a lot of tasks, the checklist. So how to perform it faster? We all know the catalyst is something which helps to speed up the reaction. When you have A plus B under particular temperature and pressure, you'll get C plus D. That's correct. But when you add a catalyst, the reaction becomes faster. So in that similar way, to hasten your evolution, meditation helps. Study of spiritual science, which means reading right spiritual books helps. And the third is Sajjan Sangat, which means listening and sharing of spiritual experiences. So these are the things which help us to progress faster. Of course, when I go by walk, it might take half an hour to reach a destination. If I go by bicycle, it becomes lesser. If I prefer a car, it might be a little more lesser. The choice is on me. If I want to progress in a speed manner, these three will help. Meditation, study of spiritual science, and listening and sharing of spiritual wisdom. That's what we are doing now. And the next law, the final law, is law of infinities. What is law of infinity? Something abundant when you hear the word infinity. Infinity, we say the basic example probably from the school age we read is the number of stars. What is the example of infinity? It's number of stars. So we can take that infinity in the spiritual science because there are always an infinite possibilities. What happens if I come to the session? What happens if I attend all the 21 days? What happens if I continue my meditation practice? What happens when I start teaching meditation to everyone? What happens when I spread this meditation? What happens when I have a spiritual life partner? So there are infinite possibilities. This great term called the infinite possibilities, Anekantavada, is from Jainism by Mahavir. We all know the story where a huge elephant is there and the four blind persons keep touching it, and everyone says and describes in a different way. They all together cannot come to a conclusion, but still it is the same product, the same animal. Similarly is spiritual science. This is a vast, this is like ocean. It is where you pick it up. I might see in one perception, you can understand a different perception. But again, remember, it is the game of cause and effect. The whole 6 laws are just entangled with each other. So these are the main 6 laws. So from the first point, we understand the law of consciousness, which is I am not the body and I am the soul. When we understand that we are the soul, we are having the whole cycle of incarnation and reincarnation. And when we understand that we are the sum total of this from different past lives, we have something called the cause and effect. What happens? Why this happened? See, now a lot of people do have a doubt. Why is this happening? The whole pandemic, the whole world is getting stopped or paused. This is the cause and effect. Because Earth was waiting, waiting, and waiting and waiting. It had a lot of patience. But the transformation was very slow. And that is a cause and effect. So now what did the Earth do? To fasten the evolution, it just took a different avatar. So we all think probably it is to save herself. It is not only to save herself. This is a kind of plan or part of a spiritual science where this is supposed to happen, and people can take this as an option to start seeing them from the soul level and not from the body consciousness. We have seen huge number of feedback or testimonials or a lot of people coming and joining the sessions these days. And I know from the pyramid masters perspective, they would have given the same effort 4 or 5 years before, but the effect is different. And today, as we keep on evolving ourselves, the earth itself gave a platform. You are supposed to do it. So these many days, it gave us a choice, but now it is saying, if you want to really continue your journey, if you really want to take it up in a better way, start being in the spiritual science field. Keep meditating. See, as a physical aspect, as a materialistic point of view, we can say this meditation calms ourselves. Our mind becomes clear. And I feel so much of confidence. I feel so much of betterment in me. Yes, as I said in the first point, these are the automatic byproducts of meditation. And what we are seeing is something huge, something more. So don't stop yourself. Like some person, they come to meditation to cure their back pain. Like they have migraine. So you might start meditation for some reason, but keep continuing it. So once your migraine is cured, don't stop your meditation. There is much more to understand. As we all know, the famous five finger concept: body, mind, intellect, soul, and all that is. As part of the body, we can cure and we can get better in our life. And similarly, with the mind, we can get so much of soothing, better, and confident and stress free. Not only with these two, you have to come to the intellect. We have to keep increasing our intellect by reading books and listening to spiritual concepts. And that's how wisdom increases. So when this intellect is there, you can understand the soul better. So these are just together. When you understand that you're not the body, that is how the paradise is seen. Just keep understanding the point, and like a recorded tape, keep playing, 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 playing. I'm not this body. I'm pure energy consciousness. I'm an energy being. You'll start seeing life differently. When you see it from the moon, the earth will obviously be different. So when you see it from soul level, because the spiritual science is the highest, and when you see it from the peak, obviously the the stress problems or the relationship problems, everything will automatically become minimal, because you have a tool called meditation with you, and you can apply the tool for every walk of life, just not one point. People might ask, you you have come to the spiritual field from a very young age, from your adolescence. How do you know about the problems? You don't know anything. It doesn't mean like that. We do have a lot of stress, or the goals, the checklist, project submissions, everything. But the thing is, we know how to deal with that. When you're a spiritual person, you know how to overcome that. You have a strong weapon with you. At this moment, when I really feel some panic or some kind of anxiety problem, I just simply close my eyes and sit. When you close your eyes, we saw na, the three grand happenings. When I'm with the breath, the mind becomes empty. When the mind becomes empty, I feel so relaxed and better. I started doing this from my school days. The moment I get the question paper, I first close my eyes, meditate for 5 minutes, and then start my examination. So this is all you have. It is all with you, in your hands. People do say that spirituality is something abstract. You cannot see, you cannot. Yeah, of course it is extra, because you cannot see the energy. You can only feel the energy. But it is a pure science. Let me say you again. It is a pure science. When you understand the science behind it, this will become very much easier for you. Rather, you'll keep understanding better, because you can relate to yourself. So what is this? When we see in the chemistry, right? This goes with this particular acid, the base, the result is this. Similarly is our life. If I'm sure enough, if I take this decision, this is the effect. And there goes the whole perception. And recently, I heard a person asking Patriji, So when we have two major things in our life, how should I choose? How should I make a better decision? Through meditation, you can make a better decision. And we have a lot of people surrounded by us to help. The invisible, how we can see the angels. A classic example for that question, what Patriji gave was, you toss a coin. When you toss a coin, the decision will be easier for you. You have to give way to the angels to work in your life. So when you toss a coin, the angels will come and help your decision. So when it results back down with the help of their intervention, the head or the tail. So that becomes easy. I was really shocked to know the concept by Patriji in the very recent time. So, dear friends, let us all understand that we are the sum total. You're not just one string. If you just or pick up one particular point in one life, you cannot understand. You don't know why it is being like this. Like why a person is poor, why a person is rich, why a person is short, why a person is tall or fat, like any particular thing. Or why am I facing this? Why is my child like they have some kind of mental retarded problems or autism? Because the particular parent would have chosen that way to increase their patience. It is our complete decision that we have come here with this particular life design, and we are here to enjoy it. When we understand on the soul level, that is where the paradise is regained. We have to transform ourselves from body conscious to soul consciousness. Then our life will automatically change and we become the aspect for change. It is completely a mindset that has changed. The life is not changed.